wow, this place is wonderful, isn't it? Wow. What a gift this church is. Seriously, one of the things I do a lot of is kinesiology, which is muscle testing for different things to find out the cause, the underlying cause, the causes that are in our subconscious that we don't know about, and the things that we are not in harmony with that we don't know about. So as our licensed unity teacher was talking, I was testing her frequencies, and her frequencies were over 800. So it is, because that bowl is a frequency of 523 hertz, which is the sound of love, and God is the frequency of love. So that and this beginning, musicians set a wonderful energy frequency for this, and that is everything. Our vibrations are everything. The frequencies we are resonating at are everything. Does that make sense? Does anybody have difficulty understanding that? I'll tell you more if you need to understand it. But see, we're energy fields. Everything is energy. And everything affects our energy field unless we are able to maintain that still point. Go ahead, take a deep breath. And just find at the top of the breath that feeling. You can keep breathing, but just hold that point, that God point. The yogis call it the still point. I call it the God point. Because you see, God can't get in chaos. You see, He comes in the stillness. And as we connect to that frequency of our God self, our stillness, and maintain that frequency and that connection. And another good thing to do to keep that connection is to put the tongue in the roof of the mouth. And the other good thing to keep that still point still is to breathe. Another good thing is to listen to vibrations that are high vibrations. Now, I recently found a version of the original Aramaic prayer, Lord's Prayer. And I particularly like this version because of its vibration. It's like in the translation of the Lord's Prayer, we lost some of the vibration. I experience this to be a very high vibration prayer. O Thou, from whom the breath of life comes. So He's breathing the breath of life into us. Our job is to breathe it in along with His breath going in, you see. It's there. It's ours to take in. Who fills all realms of sound, light, and vibration. So you see, everything is a sound, a light, or a vibration. It's our joy to fill ourselves with those vibrations. May your light be experienced in my utmost holiness. Holiness. your heavenly domain approaches. Let your will come true in the universe, just as on earth. In Oriental medicine, this is the earth. Chinese medicine, this part of the body is the earth. So we bring His holiness all the way down to the root of us. And it amplifies who we are. Give us the wisdom of our daily needs. And you know, Charles Fillmore says this is the wisdom center. Keep bringing in His holiness, His love. You know why? It's the cure for all diseases. All diseases are simply messages from His holiness of what is existing in our quantum field, which disappeared. The quantum field of who we are, we have become over the millenniums, over the generations. We have become a field of information. Not all of that information is information that supports our connection with our truth, our wholeness, our holy self. Some of that information coincidentally got into us by accident. We didn't choose it necessarily. But for example, I was a nurse for 25 years and a nursing professor and worked with children for the military schools, and I was, did I say professor? Well, anyway, I was a professor, but here's the thing I saw as I traveled around experiencing nursing, is that many times people would say things while patients were in a vulnerable state that I knew was going into their subconscious. And I find that to be the most scary part. The subconscious programs we are given, the information that is out here in the universe that is going in us without our permission. For example, I was an OB nurse for a while, and when the baby was born, they'd say, I don't know if he's going to make it. I mean, come on. So I was there in the delivery room saying things to the baby like, you are amazing. We are so glad you came. You look perfectly well. And they gave me the label of the psychologist, which I'm very happy about, because a few babies got some good programs when they were born. But we are in a world that's giving out information that does not always support our knowledge that we are majestic beings. It's time we found out, isn't it? I'm here today to enroll all of you in knowing what's in the way of your full discovery of your majesticness. Now, here's the thing about it. People come to me all the time. In fact, I have two very busy practices in Sarasota and in Dunellen. And I love everybody that comes. And a lot of people who come say, you know, there's nothing really wrong with me. You know? Because they don't know what's in there. We don't know. We may get some insight as we meditate and as we pray what's in us. But generally speaking, we walk around not knowing. So So here's the way it works. A lady came to me and she had red face. They call that rosacea. Now I tested that the rosacea was there because she had a block in thoracic vertebra 2, right there. So I tested why is she had it adjusted over and over again and it never held. I tested why is thoracic vertebrae 2 blocked, and it tested that she was carrying hurt. That's what she had been doing all her life, because at about age 8, she became the assistant mom for the 3 kids that came very soon. And so she didn't know what to do about the kids, and she loved the kids, so she just learned to carry the hurt. Isn't that interesting? Just carrying the hurt weakened her thoracic vertebra because it was a weight on her. And it blocked her lymph drainage, so she couldn't eliminate toxins. Plus, it didn't make her very happy to feel the hurt of the world all the time. We begin to feel a little obligation about carrying other people's hurts or taking care of everyone. We do that easily. And so she says, well, listen, I think I've worked through all my hurts. There's nothing left, including the hurt that she had lost her husband about 5 years ago, too soon. And so I said, well, let's find out what the hurt is. I tested that it happened while she was standing up in front of an audience giving a speech. And she flubbed it. And she got hurt because she thought she let everybody down. Now, aren't we kind and loving people? And don't we do a lot to get the approval of others? Wow, it's pretty amazing how much we carry so we can help others. So for her, she went around town she fed the homeless, and every time she saw somebody on the side of the street, she gave them money. But she didn't just give it, she felt their hurt. Every day she spent feeling the hurt of the people that she fed. So the idea is that there are thousands. Everybody has a different field. You see, everybody has a different memories stored in the field. We are these huge webs of information. So what information is important? When is information necessary? When do we get to the point where we decide to look for that information and let it go? And what do we do that we know will help us get through this information field and find the truth about us, and that is that we are love, that we are full of light, and that we are majestic beings? Well, you know how to meditate. You're in unity. You know how to pray. And in the workshop today, I'm going to be teaching you some other ways to identify and access and let go of the things that are in the way. Do you feel okay about that? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, why don't we do this more? And I think I figured it out. It was taught to me by Dr. Bert Hellinger, a constellation therapist in Europe. And he discovered that we all have loyalty to our secrets of our family, the patterns of our family, that we don't dare expose them. We couldn't say anything about how our mother beat us as a child because we have to protect mother. So in the process of covering for our relatives, we cover our own stuff and we carry the burden. And so we perpetuate these burdens. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions about that? And so my concern in life, I don't know, I don't know if it's my divine mission or not, but somehow I feel like my part here is to uncover all my hidden things and resonate at the highest possible energy field. And also, because I'm an educator, to educate people how they can do it. Because I go with the philosophy of Dr. Albert Schweitzer. He said, the doctor's job is to help the patient find the doctor within. Yeah, that's radical, isn't it? To give up the authority, to give up the control, to give up, the doctor to give up being right and righteous, and to say, you're the one. You'll do it, and I'll facilitate you. I'll use my 9,998 tools and pieces of equipment, but the ultimate result only is resting in the willingness and the readiness and the ability of the person to receive them. I get a lot of calls like this. Have you ever treated blah, blah, blah? I've been everywhere and done everything, and I have not gotten the results yet. You like that one? How would you like to get that call? Well, I guess you spent all your money too, right? And you have no more money. So why are you calling me? But anyway, I say, look, I don't do anything, but I'll show you exactly what to do. I'll show you how to let your source heal you. You want to do that? You want to take full responsibility? You see, because we are in a healthcare system that does not promote self-responsibility. Do you understand that? I watched it as a nurse for 25 years. I got out 20 years ago, and I've been doing this kind of facilitation for 20 years. So one of my friends, I can't treat my friends because, too sticky. He had lost one limb. And nobody ever talked to him about the fact that he ate all the time sugar and drank. Nobody ever talked to him. So the next thing that happened is his finger got infected, diabetic, finger infected. And the doctor, God bless her, sat him down and said, look, what's your favorite thing to do? He said, well, I have a couple of boats. I like my boats. She said, would you sign them over to me? You go, what? Yes, because you won't be needing them if you don't change what you're doing. So he lost 11 pounds in 11 days. Thank goodness there are people who will promote our self-responsibility. I don't know. I see self-responsibility as, okay, if my neck hurts, then I'm going to look at why. Right? I'm going to look at what I'm doing. There are thousands of books about this, and Louisa Hay's books about how to look at a symptom and tell what it is and understand it from that viewpoint. That's certainly a good guide, although I find that everybody's different. The trick is to find that stuff yourself. And yet I'm going to believe that you can and will. You see? Because I don't want to stand up here and give you any more limiting beliefs, right? You can do it. You just allow it. You allow yourself to open the door to knowing yourself and what's in the way, and then taking action, like asking your God self, what am I doing that's interfering or contributing, or what am I not doing to bring myself to a high vibration? How do you like that job? Excited about it? Because everything that you do is going to impact your field of vibration. We camped down here in a campground, and they had a little butterflies flying around. So I watched the butterflies. Then I watched the flowers. And then everything has a vibration, so the green field, the green trees. And green is a very good vibration for healing the God within, for healing the love within, the heart chakra. So that's why God put so much green on the earth. And then the blue is very calming to our frequencies, and lavender raises them right up there to the sky. So the best thing to do is to choose sounds and sights and thoughts that keep our vibrations high. Now, take a minute and breathe again. Now let's notice what takes us off of this vibration. I think it's the devil. You know what the devil is? Fear. We start thinking about how this could go wrong, or this could go wrong, or this could go wrong. You see, love is the opposite of fear, and where love is, all is well. All is well. Why not? Well, I'm looking forward to helping those of you who would like a little assistance identifying what is in your 95% subconscious and what is causing your 90% of disease, which is stress. What is the part of you that has the stress? 90% of disease is caused by stress, and 95 is in the unconscious. The rest is toxins and dietary factors. So thoughts keep us out of those low vibrations, and yet the low vibrations, when they are released, make it easier for us to stay in the high vibrations. Does that make sense? So the private sessions, I do several tests to identify what is in your low frequency range, what's pulling you down. Computer test, heart quest, measuring how well your heart is doing with the stress that it's under. Unlike an EKG, which just measures the rhythm of the heart, this measures what's causing the rhythm of the heart to be upset. So it's a huge value. Every session is probably worth about $495 if I charged what it's worth. But I charge $100. The workshop, whatever's in the way is going to be identified, and you're going to have a chance to know some techniques to release it, if you like. So I just want to close by thanking Reverend Rose. You know, I told my husband, you know what there is about Reverend Rose? She has her ego out of the way. You know what I mean? She is working as a soul. And I feel much gratitude to her. And you, thank you. See you in at 11:30, right? Okay.